Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode we came here to Hyrule Castle and worked our way inside. We wangled a key off King Boblin, who can apparently speak now, and we got another key from a graveyard as well, which will come in handy this episode. For now, right at the end of last episode, a chest appeared, so we can grapple up onto the chandelier, hop down, and grab that chest. Chest. Don't know what happened to my voice there. And it contained the compass. In case you've missed anything, I think we've missed one chest outside. Yeah, it's like small change. Everything. Well, in fairness, everything from now on is just money, since you know we've got every heart container in the game and everything else in the game, pretty much. So you know it's only $1 from now on. Anyway, if we come ahead to here, and we can head through to this room. And it's a dark nut. Get used to these. There's a ton of them in this dungeon. If you've done the Caves of Ordeals, as I have, these shouldn't be a problem at all. It's really funny. Like later in this dungeon, the game's like, "Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll throw them 2 dark nuts at once." And it's like, yeah, you really think this is challenging after the whole Cave of Ordeals experience? Fighting the first phase is easy as ever. Just make sure to dodge his sword, and then we can just use the old tactic of backslice and great spin. And backslice. Oh, he tried to kick me. Did kick me successfully. I was shielding, so it only knocked me flying and somehow didn't deal me any damage. But yeah, about 4 rounds of this combination of 3 rounds apparently of backspin, great slice. No, backslice, great spin works really well. Now, we actually get to a kind of interesting puzzle here, because there's 3 torches, 1 lit, 2 unlit. Come to this side, we'll grab the lantern, and light the torches. Remember this mechanic from the bloody Forest Temple, thinking a long way back there. And they all kind of rise up. But that's all the torches lit, and we've not got the way up yet. So, we actually need to come up here. Then we need to put out the first torch that was already lit. But as we do so, hop down onto here. Hey! And it brings you all the way up, because you actually wouldn't be able to make that climb up there. I don't think you would anyway. But let's not find out. Let's open this chest. Which contains 50 rupees, which is nice. As I've said, almost every chest from now on is just going to contain money. Or as I like to think of it, magic armor beans. Yeah, there we go. We're on full hearts, so obviously it wasn't going to give hearts, so it was either going to give money or arrows, and we're kind of low on arrows, to be honest. I say low, we got 20, but hey, we could have 100. I think that's the best up-close view we've ever got of Dinalfoss. Well, not Dinalfoss, just the Lizzlefoss wearing the skulls. I think they look really cool. Speaking of looking really cool, holy shit. Now, this is a tricky part, and this could have you stumped easily if you're not really careful with it. Barred door, how to unlock it. Look at these paintings. And shoot the tops of the strings of the paintings and they'll drop to reveal things behind them. They're ridiculous. I don't know how you would ever think to do that naturally, and that's stumped me for ages. This one on the left is the one we want. No, it's not! That's the choo-choo button! Okay, 2 of them are choo-choo buttons. That was apparently one of the choo-choo buttons. Now we know this. Hey, if you want a chance for some red potion or lantern oil, now's your time for it, I suppose. Oh, come on. There we go. No special choo-choos here, just red and normal. Red and yellow even. So this should be the one we want. Hey, there we go. No choo-choos for me this time. You'll notice we actually had a split of ways here. I'm going this way first, but I will come back to the other way. Yeah, you know what I was saying about them throwing you a ton of dark nuts? I was not lying. Let's magic armor up and fight both of these bastards. Once again, oh, interestingly, no music here as well, just continues the Hyrule Castle music, which is the kind of classic Hyrule Castle music from hundreds of Zelda games, which I really like. The da 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 da. It's kind of the Hyrule Royal Family's theme in a ton of games, and I really like it. I'm kind of repeating myself slightly here. Hop, hop, bollocks. Well, I don't know why I'm bollocksing so much. I'm safe in my magic armor. I've got another 350 beans for this, so we'll be fine. He's de-armored. Let's de-armor this one. Oh, it'd be funny if they could hurt each other like in Wind Waker, but unfortunately, no such luck. Now we should be able to take these out both at the same time if we kind of. Oop! use the old backsplash. I know the words I was going for there. I was aiming for backslash and or great spin, but said backsplash and just didn't even bother continuing from there. Yeah, the great spin can also knock him off balance, so it's just really handy to just basically... What I'm doing is just shaking one hand and then the other. You shake the whiskey drink, you shake the vodka drink. Shout out to Chumbawamba in a terrible roundabout way. No, I'm just basically going like da-da-da-da, left, right, left, right, left, right. And you just do a combination of hits and great spins. Really handy stuff. Anyway, you'll see it unlocked two ways. One that goes outside and one that goes inside. We're going to start by going inside. Because this gets us two things. It gets us a chest, which has, you guessed it, money in it. A lot of purple rupees in here. And a switch. Which summons another chest. It's in a slightly odd position, and we'll come to it a little later. If we were to continue straight on here, out the other door, we would go outside. But we will actually come back around to that later, because if you remember, we took a split of ways just after the first set of Dark Nuts. So let's head back round over there. And if we come this way, then we get to what the other direction would have been. You can do just one of these, but for completion's sake, I'm of course doing both. Now there's a little dark section here, so I'm going to bring my lamp up. And what I want to do is, again, shoot the painting, which reveals, behind it, an interesting thing. There are 4 torches here, and we need to light them to open the thing. They only light in a specific path. Light them in the wrong way, and you will summon keys. So you start from the wibbly end and follow it through to the end where the flame is. So that means we start here, then we go to there. Nope! Keys! That was wrong! Unless the keys come anyway. Well, the fire isn't going out, so that implies that it was right. Oh, more keys. And that one there. Oh, damn it, I took a heart of damage. No more special juice for me. Did I do that wrong, then? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe it just wasn't fast enough the first time. Anyway, with that done, health please? No. Health please? No. Well, maybe, kind of. Let's head through here. Oh good, 2 Dynalphos. And I don't have my Great Spin. If we're lucky, they won't see us, though. Oh, we're right at the end here. I might get away with my shitey tactic. There we go. Got my Great Spin again, but I should be able to kill these. Oh, that's worth noting as well. We now have the Fused Shadows back, because obviously the Mirror of Twilight is assembled and it's sitting in Arbiter's grounds. But because we've got Midna with us, we actually technically got all 4 Fused Shadows for the first time there. It's not just the 3 moving apart and back together. In case anyone was wondering, yeah, that thing Midna was wearing was a Fused Shadow. In fact, it looks like it. Should also point out at this point, because it's there's some interesting fan theories there. The Fused Shadow is kind of their tribe's ancient shadow magic, and it's a forbidden power, and it does ridiculously powerful things to Midna. You saw she turned into that Spider Hulk thing. I will put up 2 images. I will not draw any conclusions. I won't hint or anything. Well, I'm going to hint. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say, on the left is the Fused Shadow, specifically the one that Midna wears, and on the right is Majora's Mask. Smoosh them together. Resemblances, maybe? I'll leave that down to you, viewer. I'm, in the meantime, going to be shitey and kill some Lizalfos from a distance with explosives. Let's kill this prick and this prick. Holy shit, that'll just work. Man, that was handy. Because Dynalphos are a real pieces of shit. I think as well you can smash the armors around here. Oh, you need the ball and chain to smash them. And I think some of them might have money in, but it's not really worth it. Don't know why I'm smashing that. Now, again, we can head outside here, but I'm briefly going to head back into the main kind of ballroom. Because there's another button we can press here. Which lowers a chandelier down in a very unsafe fashion, but that allows us to grapple back up to this point, which then allows us to basically retrace those steps very easily. So now is an ideal time to get that chest in here that we summoned from the other way on the Dark Nut kind of route. So we need to grapple up here. Nope. Need to grapple up here. There we go. Then we go onto, is it that one there? There we go. and drop down, and we get a chest. No surprises. Well, no prizes for guessing what's in it. I was going to say no surprises for guessing what's in it. You'd be wrong, actually, if you were going to say purple rupee, but it was money. They're always money. Still not found a use for that key yet. Keep having to think about that, though. But we want to get back to... Actually, we're in the right place there. I'm just going to grapple back up. Then from here, we can head through to where we just were. And then continue along and head outside. You'll notice this outside area also connects up to where we would have done if we come out near where we fought those two Dark Knots rather than the kind of Little Foss side. So eventually these two pathways both connect. Let's head along here, because you can see on the map. Gonna say, you can see on the map, there are two chests. There's one here and there's one at the symmetrical point on the other side. Nice thing about Hyrule Castle, entirely symmetrical. But then they go and throw an aerial foss at me. And it's weird, this one kind of seems to be given... again, it's one of those things like they're trying to make out this a threatening enemy, but we fought a lot of these in both the City in the Sky and in the kind of Cave of Ordeal, so it should be not much of a problem. It doesn't even really attack you, to be honest. The only way they tend to attack you is if you grapple them while they're on the ground, then you pull yourself into their sword face first. So don't do that. But other than that, they're really unlikely to actually make any attacks as long as we're quick enough on the grapple. And then we just finish it there. There we go. Cool sword. It's like a really pointy sword. And there it goes. And the thing is release the barriers, and we can open this. And we got a small key. This brings us back up to 2 keys again. Yeah, we still haven't used that graveyard key from last episode, but we will, I assure you, and my goodness me, is it worth it. So, we basically now just need to come around to the opposite side. This, in the middle, is where we need to go, and we can unlock that now, because we have the key. But there's a chest on the other side, and if you think carefully, there's something we're actually missing. Because this is a dungeon, and this dungeon has a boss, and that boss has a rune. Indeed, it is the big key. Hey, it's the Hyrule Defense Force. The game hasn't completely forgotten about them, and somehow Oru has a fucking bazooka, which is incredible there. I guess it's a kind of a shoulder-portable cannon, but man, is that ever cool. Anyway, after they helped us out of what could have been a bit of a tight spot, we get the big key, and that's us then cleared to proceed. We've pretty much got everything from the lower levels, except for one chest that's back out in the courtyard, but I knew I was going to ignore that, haha. And now we head into the castle itself. Listen for the change in music. Same music, so it's the same theme, but it's more intense. It basically, Hyrule Castle is now mixing more with Ganondorf's theme. The kind of da 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 da, and definitely also turning into Saturn from the planets. Anyway, you'll notice we are walking weirdly, which is a surefire sign to turn into wolf mode, bring up the sensors, and see spectral rats. That's a clever little gameplay thing though, because that makes you put the sensors up, and then you find a spooky soldier who points you forwards. Let's go forwards. You hit another spooky soldier who points you left. What's going on here? Indeed, there's a kind of pathway across here. Say we were to step on this one. Or any of... Okay, these are all apparently good ones. That one's not! Oh, well, I actually died. That's a problem. Yeah, this is a whole kind of following the footsteps of the Lord thing. that basically you got to follow them across. And remember that in the Latin alphabet, Jehovah is spelt with a J. No, not with a J, with an I. Good one. I need to rewatch that film. Actually, I've seen that one probably the most of all the Indiana Jones films. Probably because it's the best one. I'm referencing The Last Crusade, of course, if anyone was at all curious. Which I prefer to Raiders of the Lost Ark, if only because, as people may well know, must have heard the theory by now, that the plot of Raiders of the Lost Ark does not involve Indiana Jones. People often get confused by this, but no, all the events that would happen in Raiders of the Lost Ark would happen anyway, regardless of the interference of anyone Indiana Jones. He has no bearing on the outcome of the plot, because otherwise the Nazis would have just found the thing, dug it up, and killed themselves. He makes no difference. So, yes. Controversial, I know. Also, I'm not a massive Harrison Ford fan. I don't know, there's something about him he's one of those people, I'm sure I don't know if he is or not, but I can't shake the feeling that he's probably a twat. Anyway, for getting further up now, we actually have to grapple off these kind of like lantern brackets. And the music is changing as we go up. It's getting more stormy and thundery, and the music is more overtly changing straight into Ganon's theme. It's not even trying to pretend anything else. Pair of particularly spiky looking Listlefoss here. I'm trying to see if I can get one more heart to bring me up to maximum beans. There we go. Oh, dude, I love doing that. We're about to lose a lot of hearts here anyway, because this bit upcoming is a bugger, potentially. Let's bring up the... oh, no. Let's bring up the spinner. I haven't used this in a while. And let's go. And switchy, 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 switchy. Oh, that went really well, actually. Boink. And we get to the top. I saw a blue rupee, but I didn't. And they throw us. A dark nut! Oh my god, I've never seen one of these before. This one's red. I don't know what that means. He looks pretty important. Oh, and he's got red gold. That's pretty cool. Can't really tell much of a difference between the different types of darkness on this, but hey. He fights exactly like all of the other ones. It just basically takes 3 rounds of de-armoring and then 3 rounds of further damage on top of that to finally kill him. I don't know if he's more aggressive or something like that, or he has a greater range of moves, but I don't really see it. Oh, did I not success? Oh, I did successfully disarm him. Whoop! I do enjoy they do that thing where they throw a like macy, axey style sword at you and ow, draw another one. Man, that actually deals damage. That sucks. At least there's a heart here. Yeah, apparently these barriers actually damage you. That sucks a number of dicks. Fuck it, he's been a prick. Ah! Oh, he stabbed me right in the gut. That was definitely a kind of mercy is the mark of a great man, Firefly style stabbing that he did there. Hope you get that reference. If you don't, I'm sorry for your poor little lives. That sounded way more condescending than I intended it to. Sorry for you. Ow! We did a really cool block there that got me right in the gob. We're also finally at, well, you know that key we've been holding on to for the whole last 2 episodes from the graveyard, yeah? Now we're coming up to its use. Let's kill that prick. Hey, 3 hearts. And we get 2 options. The big key or the small key. This small key room can only be accessed if you got that special key from the graveyard. Or, like I said at the time, you could consider also that this was the key King Bulblin had, but it makes more sense for it to be the graveyard one, I don't know. Open it up, and you get 2. The storeroom, with no fewer than about 10 chests in it. What do these chests contain? Everything. I shit you not. They contain a little bit of everything in the game. Some rupees and stuff. Actually, I'm going to start from the other end for a reason I will explain. This one, it contains an orange rupee, 100 rupees. Not too bad. Handy thing to have before what is almost certainly a final boss, isn't it? Seeds! Why not, in case I was going to use my slingshots in the upcoming battle. Silver rupee, very handy. More magic armor juice. Bomblings, in case you want to try and bomb Ganon from a distance. A purple rupee, more magic armor fuel. We're up to 850 rupees now, which is awesome. Arrows, those actually will be useful. Green rupee, I mean, I won't say no, but it's not exactly the most useful thing ever. Bombs! Could be useful for making bomb arrows, I guess. Not massively, but you never know. Arrows, again, useful, useful. Water bombs, in case Ganon turns out to be amphibious. You never know. I guess prepare for every eventuality and all that. And finally, 20 rupees, which brings us up to a grand total of having a lot of everything. Still not full arrows, they're all bombs. And 885 rupees. That should be enough to see us through. I believe you can smash some of these as well. I think some of them one of them has a fairy in it. I don't know though. That seems like the kind of thing you should get in here, but maybe not. Fairy! Yay! There is a... Oh man, I'm so glad I called that correctly. We've already got maximum fairies though, anyway. So, that's the storeroom, and that's worth doing that little extra arc in the graveyard for. Easy to miss though. Because you get right to the end and like, I've got another key, so it's easy to forget about it. Let's go through the big key door. Well, it appears that the weather has deteriorated quite significantly since we've been inside that tower, and a crazy Twilight storm is happening. No, I'm not going to bitch about anything yet. Well, no, I am going to bitch about anything yet, because it's the end of the episode. I think this is the game's way, where she appears to be inside Jupiter, I think this is the game's way of telling you that Ganondorf is suddenly a threat, because that's the thing. You have all the Zant stuff, then you kill Zant, and then it's like, oh yeah, Ganon's in the real world. But he's happily caged in Hyrule Castle. He's really not a pressing threat to the world, so... I don't know what... Like, you could have just left him there, to be honest. He's not actually... Yeah, other than having Princess Zelda, he's really not doing much. But I guess they have to remind you that he's threatening somehow. But I'll bitch about all of this next episode, because next episode will be the finale. Holy shit. Twilight Princess looks like it's going to be as long as Mass Effect in terms of number of episodes, which is crazy. But yes, thank you very much for watching. This episode, we've come all the way to the top of Hyrule Castle, to the throne room. Next episode, well, you know what? I'm actually going to do it now, because fuck you. But it'll be up in 2 days' time. Or 1 day, depending if I'm very nice. Magic armor up, and let's head in.